Church. We are excited to come to you this week. We're going to be reading together and having a brief devotion through each day of the life of Jesus in his final week. And so if you want to look with us, Matthew 21, we're talking about Monday, the day after Jesus entered into Jerusalem. Here is what happened. Verse 12, chapter 21, verse 12 out of the book of Matthew. And Jesus entered the temple and drove out all those who sold and bought in the temple. And he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seat of those who sold pigeons. And he said to them, "It is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but you make it a den of robbers." And the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. Jesus in this moment is coming into the temple, seeing how the people were disobeying the commands of God, how they were abusing the commands of God, how they were basically, for financial gain, taking God's word and twisting it for their own financial gain. And this made Jesus holy and righteously angry. He was filled with anger, and he drove out those. He put an end to what they were doing in this moment. And this made the chief priests, this made those who were involved in this financial scheme, it made them angry. This is one of the things that ultimately led to Jesus being put to death. But you see Jesus here, he's holy, he's full of holy, righteous anger. He drives out those who are doing wicked. He says his house is supposed to be a house of prayer, not a house of financial gain. It's supposed to be dedicated to praying and ultimately dedicated to meeting needs. And that's what Jesus does in this next verse. He says, "And the blind and the lame came to him, and he healed them." Jesus was about setting things the way that God intended them to be set, fixing what man had broken. We are called to follow in Jesus' footsteps. Ultimately, Jesus would fix things by dying on the cross and rising from the dead and paying for our sins. But in the here and now, we're to continue to trust in Jesus. And when we see things that aren't the way God intends them, we're to speak up. Praying for you. Hope that blesses you. We'll continue to post these throughout the rest of the